I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. And I've been waiting on this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you chiming in from. City and state, hood, set, whatever you representing, you know what I mean? I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. So y'all jump in that comment section for me. You know, I got a really sad yet disgusting story to share with you all today. It's about an individual by the name of David Brinson. David Brinson. Now, this story is something that it was made known to me a couple days ago. You know, people send me emails all the time, and they like, yo, Real Kens, you know, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you speak about that? So I tell different stories that, you know, people send me, the ones that really gauge my interest, if you will. Now, this individual back in 1990 was convicted, actually committed. And I don't even want to say allegedly because he was convicted. Back in 1990, he did a robbery. Very violent robbery. So violent to where 4 people lost their lives, execution style. This individual, David Brinson, was charged, tried, and convicted. All 4 of the murders. 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. He's sent to the California state pen. This horrific tragedy happened once again in 1990. He was convicted in 93 and actually sent to the pen where he began serving his actual prison time in 94. It's in the state pen, California. I would assume he's in maximum security. You know, he's not walking around at a kiddie camp with 4 consecutive life sentences. So he's with the gorillas, the lions, the tigers, the birds, the beasts, the hyenas. He's walking the yard, you know, the most violent. After all, he's most violent. Execute 4 people, execution style, the back of the head. All of a sudden now he wants to become a model inmate. He's doing everything within the confines of the rules in prison. He's trying to get to the facilities that offer conjugal visits, if you will. Well, in order to have a conjugal visit, like I said, there's only certain facilities that offer these conjugal visits. And you have to have a clear conduct while in prison. Clear conduct means just avoid keeping your nose clean. No write-ups. Doing everything you're supposed to do. Whole lot of bootlicking. Yes, sir. No, sir, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, a whole lot of that. Because it's and it's not to say that if you have clear conduct in prison that you're a bootlicking trustee. But oftentimes, you're going to end up being a bootlicking trustee. If you have clear conduct like that. Because it's so easy to catch a write-up in prison. You don't even have to be doing anything, man. CO comes in one day and he or she's, you know, had a bad day at work or had a bad week or just feels the need to, you know, write you up. That's what they're going to do. So again, I'm not saying that just because you have clear conduct that you're a bootlicking trustee, but I'm just saying oftentimes bootlicking trustees are bootlicking trustees because they do what they do, if that makes any sense to you. All of these years he's in prison, man. From 94 to 2024. What is that, 30 years? Model inmate. Gets to a facility called, I believe it's called Muhlenberg, I believe. Could be wrong. Can't remember every single detail of the stories that people do send me. But he gets to this facility in California, in which this facility, they offer conjugal visits. Actually, it's called Mill Creek. I apologize. So let's rewind it, because I said Muhlenberg, and that's just totally off. Mill Creek Prison, M-U-L-E, Creek Prison in California that offer conjugal visits. For y'all that don't know what conjugal visits is you can go, your family member, immediate family member, such as, you know, your wife. Can't be your girlfriend, has to be your wife, your brother, your sister, you know, your mother. And they have these special dorms that are built, and they look like apartments, but they're utilized specifically for conjugal visits. Kentucky doesn't offer conjugal visits, but there are still some states, obviously, that offer these conjugal visits, in which you get 30 to 40 hours with this individual alone. Not sure how often, but I would imagine it's probably once every 60 to 90 days. And that's just me just guessing. It's a beautiful thing. Especially for an individual that's never getting out of jail, prison ever again in life. And his staff, they think enough of inmates to offer conjugal visits. Most places, especially in Kentucky, you can't even have freak magazines anymore. I never personally got into the freak magazines. And freak magazines in prison, they big money makers. You got dudes that got all the freak magazines and they rent out the pages. Come and rent you this, what you need it for a day. Okay, you know, $5, you know, $6, whatever you choose to charge. Just make sure my page comes back the way that I gave it to you. Don't have my pages sticking together, meaning that when I get my page back, man, I don't want my page being sticky. Because you might get your wig split for bringing somebody's freak magazine page back sticky. Use your imagination. It's not too hard to figure out. Personally, I never got into the freak magazine thing, but hey, to each his own. So you got this individual, David. He finds him a pen pal, Stephanie. Beautiful young lady at the time. And they begin to correspond, letter-wise. Eventually, letters turn into visits. She accepted the fact that he was never coming home. Not sure if he sold her a dream. Not sure if he kept her on a string telling her, no, baby, my case is looking good. I'm in appeals. See, oftentimes that's game that some inmates, keyword, some inmates run on these women out here. Knowing they got another 10 years before they even remotely have a chance to come home. Dang, baby, they told me 2 more years, I got a chance. I got an opportunity. The only thing I got to do is take these classes, keep my nose clean. Then that 2 years comes by, she's anticipating you coming home. Dang, baby, they gave me another 2 years, man. I got in a fight, man, and, oh, how could you do? No, it wasn't like it. It's just prison, baby. I got to protect myself. I got to do what I got to do to protect me. Dude runs up on me. What am I supposed to do? Understanding of that. Another 2 years goes past. Man, I'm so disappointed. They gave me another 2 years. I did everything they wanted me to do, and they want me to go back and take this one final class. But they told me if I take this class, I continue to just keep my nose clean, they'll finally let me out. Lady, she's growing impatient. She done been with him all of this time. Another 2 years goes past. That's 8 years at this point. Listen, baby, I don't know what's going on, man. You know, I don't want to keep stringing you along like this. You know, I'm just so sad. I'm sad for you. I did everything that they told me to do, yet I get in another fight. I just can't seem to get anything right. And it's not even me. It's not even me. It's that I have to defend myself. And people, you know, they'll come at you for any and everything in prison, man. And baby, you can just leave me. I don't want you to, but I understand if you don't want to be here for me. I don't know, man. I don't have nobody in this world, but I deserve it. You go playing on a soft heart. She sticks around for another 2 years. So finally, he finally gets out. It's been 10 years. He done turned a 2 into a 10. She been with him all this time. What does he do? Get out, use her, take her money, start getting high, dogs her, stealing the car, stealing the bank card, cheating with other women, not coming home, not answering the phone, commits more crimes, and goes back. So she done spent all this time waiting on an individual that she believed in. So for you all that like to frequent the pen pal websites and, get with dudes that are in prison, I'm not going to say anything's wrong with that whatsoever. Just be mindful. It's a whole lot of game being ran in prison. It's a whole lot of game because you're lonely in prison. A lot of times you broke in prison. You need somebody to, initially it's about, letters. Baby, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue to write you. I mean, I want to, but it kind of costs money to, write you back and forth. Well, that attention that she's getting from this individual that's incarcerated, she don't want that to just stop. She's not getting that on the street. Hello, beautiful. How was your day? Tell me about you. Tell me what's troubling you. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what your interests are, who you be with, things that make you smile, what numbers to dial. Ain't no dudes on the streets really putting that much time and effort into their woman. Now, when I say done, I'm not literally talking about nobody. I'm just talking about the majority, respectfully. So all of these things that women are able to get from an individual that's incarcerated, that's never coming home, I guess they're able to overlook the fact that he's never coming home. And evidently, in this particular situation, Stephanie, she overlooked the fact that he was never coming home because she ended up becoming David Brinson's wife. She ended up becoming Mrs. Brinson. Can you imagine that? Marrying an individual that has 4 consecutive life sentences. That's how much she loved him. That's how much she believed in him. That's how much she believed that this individual was no longer the individual that committed these heinous acts back in 1990. Against her family's wishes. If I had one wish. She proceeds and marries David Brinson. As I mentioned, he's a role model inmate. So he's doing everything that he can do to get to this one particular facility, Mill Creek Prison. Now, I'm not saying that that's the only facility in California that offers contact visit or conjugal visits, because I'm not sure. Never been to prison in California. But nevertheless, this facility offers conjugal visits. He arrives at the facility, I want to say in August of 2024. In November, not even 90 days later, he's eligible for his first conjugal visit. It's an exciting moment. Been locked up since 1990. Although he wasn't convicted until 93 and went to prison in 94, he's still in the county jail fighting the case in 1990. As I mentioned, it's 2024. It's 34 years. She comes along, does everything she's supposed to do on her end, signs the necessary paperwork saying that, the prison's not liable. The prisons, they're going to protect themselves. They're going to protect themselves. So you got to sign all type of paperwork and go through all type of red tape and, things of that nature. And in November, she visits David Brinson. I believe it was a 30 to 40 hour conjugal visit. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. 30 to 40 hours and you ain't never going home? Now, obviously it doesn't beat being at home, obviously. But 30 to 40 hours, you got 4 life sentences, and you got this woman that's taking care of you in prison, sending you money, sending you letters, making sure money's on the phone so when you call, you got somebody to pick up on the other end. There's nothing more beautiful And when you're incarcerated and you call somebody, and somebody accepts that call, man, it's nothing more beautiful. All of these things that she's doing for you. Y'all see the thumbnail. She's a beautiful woman. At this point, she's 62 years old. David, I don't remember exactly. I want to say he's 58. Somewhere right around in there. So she's a few years older than him. But you can't tell. She doesn't look it. At some point, the wee hours of the morning, David calls security. I guess they have some sort of phone in there that they can reach the staff by, because you're not allowed to bring in cell phones or any sort of devices or anything like that. So there's a way in which you're able to reach the staff. Said the Mrs. Stephanie Brinson had passed out and didn't appear to be breathing. Staff immediately comes in, medical staff. Take her to the hospital where she eventually she doesn't make it. The family, they knew right off top that something just wasn't right. Something just ain't right. Wasn't right. She was healthy. She was full of life, full of joy, full of laughter, anticipating this visit for years, for quite some time. Now all of a sudden you mean to tell us that our mother, our loved ones, our grandmother, our the joy of our life is she visits a man that has a four consecutive life sentences. She marries while in prison. And some hours later, she's pronounced unalived. Something's not right. Of course, the prison did their investigation, prosecution, the state police, and, everybody's going to investigate something like that. It was just now announced a few days ago. It's ruled a homicide. Strangulation. She was strangled. Allegedly. She didn't strangle herself. It wasn't a man in the mirror. It wasn't an individual that cat burglar. It wasn't a fly on the wall. So who else could have possibly did this horrendous, horrific act of violence, pure hatred, pure evil? David was immediately transferred to another facility. He hasn't been charged at this point, but it's coming. It's coming. I would guess that the prosecution and they're getting all their ducks in a row and lined up, trying to see exactly how they're going to charge this monster. If they're going to go after seek the death penalty. Because we all know California has the death penalty unless they've changed it over the years. But to my recollection, they still have the death penalty. It's only a matter of time before that indictment comes down on him. And he's charged. But guess what? He probably doesn't care. What y'all gonna do to me? What y'all gonna do to me? I already got 4 life sentences. You give me the death penalty, shoot, you really you saving me for real. Now, not necessarily saving me, but meaning that I'll exhaust all my appeal rights or whatever, and 6, 7, 8 years, y'all gonna get me up through her. Kens, hold on now. Get him on up through her. Yeah, the upper room, nigga. The upper room. Yeah. See, when you on death row and you don't want to even fight it, you just want to get on up through her, and you want to get to that upper room, you don't even file no appeals or anything like that. Just let the chips fall where they may. You're going to get to that upper room, but I don't think you're going to the upper room. You're going to a room, but I don't think it's going to be the upper room. I don't have to spend the rest of my life in prison around a bunch of hard ankles. I've already been in here 30-something years. So yeah, go and get me on up through there, man. Then he's gonna have a hard time wherever he goes because, you know, in prison, man, yeah, he's a violent individual, but you're going somewhere to, if you don't go to death row, you're going somewhere that's really, really, you know, violent. Now, I don't know all the California prisons, but I would imagine you going somewhere that's, you know, Pelican Bay. You're going to go somewhere like that. I don't even know if Pelican Bay is still open, but I'm quite sure if it's not, they have something that's very similar to it. 23-hour lockdown. Shoe program, nigga. You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get through with you. Huh? Yeah. Because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me. What a day. What a motherfucking day. Jake! I need my money. It's all right. It's all right. You can shoot me, but you can't kill me, nigga. This David Brinson is going to be in a situation to where if they take away the conjugal visits because of this unnecessary, horrific act that he did, a lot of individuals not going to be happy with him, man. A lot of individuals not going to be happy with him, period. Because you unalived a woman, man. 62 years old. But he's tough. He's violent. He's violent. He can handle it. He can handle his own. All that being a model citizen, as far as a model citizen in the confines of prison. Model inmate. The tap dancer. Yes, sir. No, sir, Miss Johnson. Can I answer your car? Can I open your car doors for you, sirs? Don't worry about it, sir. You want some popcorn? I shucks the butter. I shucks the butter. All of that to unalive the only individual that I would imagine that had your back in this world. Whose world is this? The only individual that had your back in this whole world, you unalive. I don't know what the situation was. I don't know what set him off. I don't know. But what I do know, this woman trusted you. Trusted you with her life. Now she's gone. You took that away. Those other inmates that are getting conjugal visits and know how to act, I would imagine that they've suspended all visits until further notice. Because you best believe the family's going to file. They're going to file a lawsuit against the prison. You all didn't protect our loved one. This dude was a monster. Now the prison, you know, they commented on the situation. Pretty vague. But basically, the prison, you know, they're always going to try to protect themselves, as I've already mentioned. It's not about what you did on the streets. It's about how you conduct yourself while you're in prison. He was a model prisoner, been doing everything he was supposed to do. He was eligible for the visit, so he got the visit. I get that. I understand that. But it just seems like it has to be some sort of better security measures taken, you know? This dude's a killer, man. A certified goon for real, a gorilla. A real live penitentiary gorilla, man. And y'all allow him to be alone with this sweet 62-year-old lady that would probably give him the shirt off of her back? with no protection whatsoever, are you damn right they gonna get sued for some M's, as they should. Meanwhile, the people that know how to act and are doing the right thing in prison and really trying to get out and better themselves, and they no longer have conjugal visits until further notice. I wouldn't be surprised if they just take away conjugal visits altogether. Hope that they don't, but oftentimes in prison, see, people in prison, staff in prison, right? They're not very good problem solvers. You know, you are placed, it's like you have a title, but you don't necessarily do what you're supposed to do. For instance, when I was last in prison at a TV room, right? Got, I don't know, 60-inch TV, 50-inch TV or whatever. Watch the basketball games or whatever. Well, the remote control came up broke. So they ended up getting another remote control. Probably about 6 months later, that remote control ended up breaking. A $10 remote control you get at Walmart. The unit director, which is over the whole unit, you have caseworkers. This is how it goes, chain of commands. You got the correctional officers, and you got the caseworkers. Then you got the unit director. The unit director's over the whole unit, over the whole dorm. She decides, she says, you know what? Since they don't know how to keep the remote controls in order, this TV is not to be touched. See, you needed the television, or you needed the remote control to operate the TV. TV stayed out for like 3 months. Didn't get to watch no sort of sports or anything. And she finally brought in another remote control. Well, one might say, well, okay, well, you all should take care of the remote control. Man, you dropped the remote control at home. The TV room is regular, not hardwood floor, but what is it called? Just regular, tile floor. Sometimes the remote control drops, it breaks. See, the easiest thing to do when there's a complaint, when there's a problem, when there's one little issue, instead of trying to solve it, here, just take it away from them. So I would imagine that in this situation, they'll just take it away. No more conjugal visits. Blame it on David. Blame it on David Brinson because of him. There's no more conjugal visits. I think that if they do allow the conjugal visits to continue, there needs to be better security measurements taken. Because you don't want a situation like this to occur again. You got her grandkids, you got her kids, you got her family. They're all sitting around just devastated about this. As one would be. You imagine you go to prison to see the love of your life. I mean, you never make it out. But he made it out. I'm a former inmate, 3-time loser, man. And I think that this is utterly disgusting, man. I wasn't violent. I'm not violent. No better than anyone else. Just violence has never been my thing, man. Smoothest go the furthest. So I hear. And yet when I see situations like this, it really, really makes me think some people really do belong in prison. Some people really do deserve to be locked away. You would have thought this dude had to, change his whole frame of mind and mentality after all of these years being incarcerated. And you turn around and do the exact same thing that got you incarcerated. You do the exact same thing. Some people change, but some people will never change. And it's obvious that David Brinson is never going to change. So he gets what he gets. They give him the death penalty. They just give him the death penalty. You tough. You can handle it. I'm praying for that family, man. I hate that this happened. You know, if we can take something out of it, if we can take something out of something positive, out of a tragic event like this, watch your circle, man. Yeah, Simon Campbell says that all the time. Watch your circle. They just may be the ones to hurt you. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive, man. Y'all keep sending them stories. What is my email? realkenstv@yahoo. I check my email every few days or what have you. I'm getting a whole lot of stories sent to me. Obviously, I can't reenact and talk about every story, but I do my best to get to as many as I can, potentially get to. And I appreciate all the love, all the support, man. I'm trying to get this channel to the next level, but I can't do it without you all. I need you all to start just hitting that like button more for me. Commenting more, sharing the videos, man. Sharing the videos. People ask me all the time, Real Kens, I don't understand why you're not at 100,000 subscribers yet. I don't know why I'm not at 100,000. It's not up to me. It's up to you all. Only thing I can do is just put the content out there. From that point on, YouTube is going to go off the interaction. That's how they decide which videos get pushed. They see a whole lot of likes. They see a whole lot of comments. They see a whole lot of shares. Then they're going to say, okay, people really like this video. Let's push it out there some more. Let's push it out there some more. But when it's, mediocre interact, it's not really too many people interacting with the video, videos just kind of die. If y'all want me to be at 100,000, y'all work with me, man. You know what I mean? Share the videos. Let people know. Real Kens TV, man.